everybody. My name is Nick Neidl. I'm Research Associate at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce at the City of Dortmund. And I'm one of the main organizers of the Startup Germany tour. So today we have this interesting and exciting webinar, which you all have joined in right now. It's a match, find the best acceleration support for your startup in North Rhine-Westphalia. And I really want to warmly welcome you to today's webinar. We have excellent acceleration programs today here with excellent speakers, which you will see afterwards. And yeah, so have fun. I wish you lots of fun and exciting presentations. And yeah, to tell you something about the Startup Germany tour, the whole program would not be possible without our excellent support of our partners, the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Industry, Climate Action, and Energy, NRW Global Business, and NRW Bank. These wonderful partners support us here, and without them, it would not be possible. So I will now give the word over to Mrs. Riga from the Ministry. So yeah, please.
Thank you very much, Nick, for the introductions. Well, yeah, also a warm welcome from my side. Good afternoon from North Rhine-Westphalia, and I say also good morning to all the participants who are, I don't know, from the US maybe, or South America. Good evening, the startups from the eastern part of the world. My colleague David Stevenson and I, we will be the hosts for this today's webinar. We both work as policy advisors here at the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Industry, Climate Action and Energy in the department where we focus on startup support. And well, startup support, this is also our topic here at the Startup Germany tour, and especially at this today's webinar with the, I think it's a great name. It's a match, find the best acceleration support for your startup in North Rhine-Westphalia. We have 8 acceleration and also scale up programs here today with us, who will give you an insight in their offers for startups who are interested in coming to Germany, entering the European market. And yeah, we wish you a good, we wish all of us a nice 1 hour. David, do you want to say something?
Sure, I'll join right in. Thank you for your words, yeah. Nick, and also Nina for the introduction so far. And as the title already shows, North Rhine-Westphalia has a lot to offer for founders, and not just for local founders, but from founders all around the world. And basically, that's the mission of the Startup Germany tour altogether, is to give you an idea of what you can do and accomplish here. And a big part, of course, for startups is to accelerate. So to find an access to the market, to find new markets maybe, or very interesting players. And that's where these acceleration programs come in. So we're excited to have a good lineup of acceleration programs here. Here's the overview, 8 players, as Nina already mentioned. We're starting out with a digital hub in Bonn. And feel free to take notes or for yourself, but also write questions in the chat. That's the possibility. So there is an option after every presentation to answer some few questions. For bigger ones, we might have to do that in the aftermath or at the very end. But let's give it a start, and let's have Bonn start, right? Nina?
Well, there's one slide left.
You're right.
Actually, we have this chat option, but I think we also have a Q&A section. So if you have any questions to our 8 guests, please feel free to write your questions in the Q&A, and we will forward the questions to our guests. So here you can see, yeah, a little map of Germany. I tried to highlight where the 8 programs are based. So it's all across North Rhine-Westphalia. Today we hear 8 pitches from 8 different programs, each person has 4 minutes time to present the program, and after that we have 2 minutes for Q&A. So our schedule is tight, so we don't talk more right now, and I hand over the microphone to Jan, who will represent the accelerator by Digital Hub. DE.
Thank you very much, Nina, and for the whole team for this warm introduction, and welcome everyone. I am happy to tell you a bit about our acceleration program at the Digital Hub in Bonn. You have seen Bonn at the very southern part of North Rhine-Westphalia on the map. And if you go one slide further, we are basically founded as a state initiative with the goal to support digitalization within the region of North Rhine-Westphalia. So together with 4 other hubs, which you can see on the left-hand side, I think you're going to hear my colleague from Düsseldorf next after my part. We're aiming to help and accelerate young founders and people interested in startups. We have 2 very, very nice locations in Bonn. One is directly located at the Rhine, and the other one is at the Central Station, with co-working spaces, with meeting rooms, a fully equipped kitchen, everything else you can expect, like from a startup space. Yeah, place to network, to find other people who are interested in the whole culture, and just like have a great exchange. But talking about the Essence, which is our acceleration program. So the program itself should support and help you and potentially your team with your business idea. We have founders who are directly from college, others are already having market revenues, but all of them are considered more or less early stage. Our offering is ranging from coachings. We have like a lot of coaches and experienced mentors. We have a free co-working space for you and up to 3 members of your team. A really big network within the area from universities, startups, companies, the other hubs. And last but not least, also interesting for everyone, I think, the opportunity for funding. So we have a lot of connections to business angels, to VCs, and also we are investing ourselves. So we have the option for like up to a 6-digit investment. For the program requirements, we are called the Digital Hub for a reason. So the idea, the product, the service needs to have like some kind of digital product or a digital facet as a prerequisite to join the program. The startup should not be older than 2 years. So coming back to this like early stage thinking. We are organizing weekly workshops for our startups, for the one exclusively in the program. And we are very much inviting everyone to join those, because I think they are like amazing, because everyone can take some stuff out of it, and we're trying to get like really top-notch coaches and mentors to hold them. And at the last point, I put like an active involvement in the hub community. So I think the community, especially within startups, is living from everyone who is in it. And so we are encouraging everyone to be as active as possible, and yeah, just like having a strong network, strong bonds to support each other. One last thing which I wanna talk about is our event calendar. So I'm inviting you guys to check out digitalhub.de/events, and we're having a lot of events also free for all. So we have some stuff for our acceleration program for the startups, but we also have a lot of other events where we are basically inviting everyone. So I think we have a startup breakfast every month. We have like demo days. We have Thirsty Thursday where we're opening up the fridge, and lots of other stuff which might be interesting for you guys. And looking on the time, I think I have like 15 seconds left.
Right, well, half a minute. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
So there's one more slide with basically my contact details. I'm Jan Klein, so it's a pretty easy name, at least for Germans. jan.klein@digitalhub.de. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And as you can see, you're going to find us on every social media channel there is. If you want to reach out, have more information, we're happy to answer every question and to get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Jan. That was a very well time managed presentation here. And we would just like to give you all the opportunity to write down questions you have in the chat. If you have a direct question for Jan or regarding the acceleration service you just heard of. Otherwise, of course, the question is, how often does your acceleration program take place? So what time frame should I keep in mind when thinking of, wait a minute, there was this acceleration program in Bonn. I have this digital startup, sounds interesting. What do I do, basically? And what time frames do I have to keep in mind?
That's actually a pretty good question, because we are right now working on a rolling basis. Rolling basis meaning that we take on startups every single new month. So you don't have to wait for a batch which is starting next January, but you can basically apply for the program, and then you're going to be invited to like a jury session the upcoming month. So if you have an idea right now and you know that you're coming maybe to Bonn, or that you're going to work in the area, you can reach out. You're going to be invited to the next jury, which is in the beginning of September. And if this all kind of works out, you're directly starting. So if the idea is hot, you don't have to wait. You can directly contact us and be part of our hub community.
Great, thank you very much. Maybe one additional question, is all this information online as well, or do I have to stick to your presentation slides I get in the aftermath of this event?
Definitely, it's all online on digitalhub.de. You can find everything you need, and there's also a section about us, about our team. There's again my contact details. Feel free to reach out.
Actually, there's a question coming in. It says, so you're focusing on Bonn and surrounding area. So it means, I guess it means like, do the startups have to be based in Bonn, or is it also possible to just visit a few times to live somewhere else, and to also take place in the program, but not living in Bonn?
So I would not say that this is like a clear no-go, but we are basically founded to support like the region. So if you know of like one team member at least is from Bonn, or maybe also from Cologne, then we are able to help. And if you're not from Bonn or planning to be there, you can still join for our events and like have a look and check out the community. But the program is really designed with like a regional focus to be out of the region, and so the focus is geographically like in the Cologne-Bonn region.
The remaining two questions were more or less, okay, I'm coming from abroad. I have an SaaS, a software as a service startup in piloting stage. Can I get involved? How easy is that? Or an Indian startup asking, how can I participate in your programs? What would you say in, let's say, a sentence or two?
Text me.
Good answer. Short answer, brief.
Great.
Okay,
we will send the
much.
presentation afterwards to everyone who is registered. So don't worry, you get all the details on the programs, and also on the on our guests, like also Jan's details. Okay, thank you very much, Jan. I think we have the next pitch right now with us. Johannes, I hope you are ready, because you will be the next one to represent the Start.up accelerator in the city of Duisburg.
Yes, I'm ready.
Great.
So thank you for the introduction. So I'm representing Start.up, the innovation platform for logistics and supply chain in Duisburg. My name is Johannes Franke. I'm managing director of Start.up. And yes, please, next slide. Okay, so what we are doing, so as I already explained, we are based in the Port of Duisburg. We are 100% subsidiary of the Port of Duisburg, and yes, focusing on solutions in logistics and supply chain. So as an innovation platform, we are matching our partners' challenges and search fields with the right solutions provided by startups in our programs. And our main focus is to successfully initiate and implement pilot projects between startups and our partners. The partners are coming from the Port of Duisburg, are based in the Port of Duisburg. So our exclusive partners are Knauf Interfair, Bodenlogistik, Wirtschaftsbetriebe Duisburg, the DIT terminal, and Duisport. And we have two different programs. So we are directly matching startups with our corporates, and early stage startups from the region or having people living in the region are individually supported within the 12-month long incubator program. Next, yes, the incubator program. So the target group is young startups from the region that are about to be founded or have already been founded and do not yet have their first customers. So we are supporting these startups developing the first product, the first customer pitch. And yes, we are searching for startups in the field of logistics and supply chain, and are doing yes, a workshop program, or a program is going 1 year, workshops, events, office space, contact with investors and potential customers. Next slide. The innovation challenge is another way to cooperate with us. So we are driving innovation by implementing innovation projects between startups and our corporates. So we are combining scouting of suitable startups for our partners, or tendering of innovation challenges. Together with our partners, we are defining and sharpening relevant partners challenges, and then searching and scouting the right startups for their partners. So the right startups will have the opportunity to present their solution to our partners. And if they will have a successful cooperation with our partners, it's possible to present the results at our Future Logistics, the innovation fair. Yes, we are doing every year. So the duration of the challenge is between 3 and 6 months.
Okay, 1 minute left. Johannes.
Okay, just some figures. We have already supported more than 95 startups in 6 batches. We are currently searching, or currently having the pitches with our incubation startups for the 7th batch, and we have already initiated more than 20 pilot projects. Next slide, please. This is our partners network, exclusive partners, and the program ecosystem partners. And next slide. Yeah, one last marketing slide. So we are having our European Logistics Innovation Day on the 8th and 9th of December. And yes, if you want to join, you can apply for a startup pitch. We are searching for startup pitches on robotics and drones, sustainable logistics, and supply chain resilience. So please follow us on our social media channels or our website to have more information on the European Logistics Innovation Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johannes. Also good time management. So I'd like to open the arena for some more questions. Someone is asking for contact details. I can just see, I think they're also part of the slide deck you will get in the end. So you will be able to contact these, the people in the line today, the representatives, but also the hubs as such.
Yes, you find my email address on this slide, or you can contact me via LinkedIn. Yeah.
Great. Maybe a little question from my side. Since you mentioned a lot of logistics focus, I mean, how wide or how narrow is that focus? Let's say I'm a digital startup, I have, let's say, an artificial intelligence tool, or I'm working on a digital tool, and I might be interesting for the logistics sector. Is that too vague for you, or is that also a startup that would be welcomed in your network?
Yeah, that would be a startup that would be welcomed in our network. So we're searching for innovative solutions for logistics and supply chain. We don't need a logistics startup, but we need an innovative solution for the logistics and supply chain. So I think it's a wide focus.
Great. Thank you for that answer. Not sure, I'm not seeing any additional questions. Also here, maybe is piloting stage a little too short? So I do have to be in a little later stage to have developed some kind of product that you can actually communicate to your partners and
Yes,
understand, right?
Yes, for the innovation challenge. So we are searching for startups not at the early stage. So they need a product and they need maybe a first customer. And for the incubation program, it's possible for early stage startups, but then we have this regional focus.
Understand. And I hope everyone else in line understands too. Okay, I think the Q&A time is over, but you still have enough chances in the end. So Nina, who's next?
So next will be Do Accelerate. We forward the microphone to Sabrina Heix from the city of Dortmund. And here are your slides. Enjoy.
Okay,
your 4 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Sabrina Heix. Thank you for taking part in this webinar to learn more about Dortmund and our program To Accelerate. Next slide, please, Nick. So maybe just a quick glance at Dortmund. So we have many branches, industry represented here, digital businesses, logistics, services, IT. We are actually the 5th greenest city worldwide, according to a study done by a startup from the Netherlands and the United States. So if you want to check out for yourself, join the welcome tour on 29th of August. I'm responsible for that particular one. And if you want to know more about Dortmund and the region, save the date at the very end of September to take part in the Digital Week Dortmund, where Startup Week is taking place. And of course, our great competition Start to Grow, Pitch and Party. And of course, feel free to use one of our co-working vouchers to give Dortmund a try and to have your personal Dortmund test days. Next slide, please. So Dortmund was actually named Innovation Capital winner last year as the first German city to be recognized for its innovation ecosystem approach, Innovation Next Door, Future from the Neighborhood. And Do Accelerate is actually part of that approach that we have. So next slide, thank you. So in a nutshell, it's a compact program that we offer with a compressed duration specifically for companies from Dortmund and the region. And we would like to connect these particular companies with first-class startups from all over the world in order to jointly develop solutions that companies face in their day-to-day business. So innovation via cooperation is the goal and the motto, so to speak. Have a look at our explanatory film as well, which you can see below. Next slide, please. So how does it go? So companies have already defined their challenges for this year's round. So it's Do Accelerate takes place for the 3rd time in this program. We have actually been looking for international startups from all over the world until this Monday, so a few days ago, but our special call to action or offer for you guys is to offer a special extended deadline. So hurry up until August 19th to submit your application, and the companies will then decide with whom to work in our digital Do Accelerate work week in September, from 5th to 9th of September, digital scale. Next slide, please. So you might have been wondering which companies are taking part in our program. So it's really variety and mixed. We do have logistics being represented by Renault. They are looking for a holistic decision-making map tool to monitor supply chain. BVB is, of course, a known player. They are looking for a global emotional experience to be created for fans worldwide so that they can take part in the Dortmund identity from BVB. But we also have other players which you can see here, such as Bartels, for instance. They are looking for a solution to find new applications and partnerships actually in the field of microfluids, biotech and life science. So there's really a great variety, and you can have a closer look after we send you the presentation. So we are actually looking, that's the benefits for startups, for those startups who are ready to enter the market. So it's not an early stage program. So we are not the typical accelerator. We are more or less a accelerator maybe, because we do offer matching, acquisition for you startups, access to new market, workshops, network, everything that you can think of, and it's a fair and resource-saving program with a duration of 1 week. Okay, so if you, next slide, please, Nick, want to reach out to us, feel free to do so. So my name is Sabrina Hikes, and my dear colleagues, Julia and Anna Sophia, are also happy to help. So thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Fantastic job. I think 4 minutes on the point. Even without a reminder. So thank you very much.
I had a timer running as well, so to make sure I don't talk too much. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much for the special offer you have for the startups here joining our webinar. We already have a question regarding the application. How is it possible to apply and where? Like, should people write you first an email, or how does it work? Step by step.
Sure. Just have a look at our Do Accelerate website, which is part of the presentation as well. You can find all the challenges being listed there with everything that they are looking for within the scope of their challenge and finding a solution. And it's basically pretty much hands-on. It's an application form. You just fill in the form, include your pitch deck, and we will give you feedback right away that we received your application, and we will screen them and forward them to our companies.
Okay, and a deadline will be the day after tomorrow, right? 19th?
Yes, because we are a pretty tight schedule because September is approaching. So that's the offer that we can make, because companies are already taking their decision, so to speak, and our special offer is that we can include you guys.
Great.
Just an additional question, is this a once in a year chance with the Do Accelerate, or how often does this cycle work?
Yeah, we have a batch each year. We are looking and asking the companies to come up with the challenges that they face. We develop them together, and it's basically the same time frame every year in September. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sure. I think we have no further questions right now, so I think we would forward to our next guest. We have Tobias Grün from Brick with us, who will represent hands-on data and also another program by Brick. The stage is yours.
Hi, thanks a lot. My name is Tobias. Nice to meet you all. I want to pitch you 2 programs today, and one is called Hands-on Data. What do? We create POCs, proof of concepts, for startups who already have a product and who want to tackle a challenge posted by our corporate partners in the AI or data space. Yeah, so if you're a startup working with AI, with a data science background, it's pretty interesting probably for you. Our partners provide a 20K euro budget to work on the challenge they are proposing, and it all starts on September 29th. So there's a link also to the Digital Week in Dortmund, because this is the Ruhr Startup Week, and we all kind of put all our programs together during this week. So it might be interesting to visit the region in that week and kind of catch more than one accelerator and more than one program. We do this since 2017 and already created 35 cases where there was a successful cooperation between a startup and a corporate. Please go to the next slide, sorry. So how do we start? I told you about it. We will have around 10 data challenges, what we call them, on the conference. They will also be on our website beforehand. We will have about 15 corporates to meet there in person to talk about their challenges. And we also have a program where we have speakers, we have 4 panels, we have some party on the evening. So it's going to be a fun event. This is a one-off thing. So there's a one batch a year, right? So in September, it's our annual meetup where we show all the cases from the last year, where we go into the challenges for the next year. And it's all about AI and data. Who's behind that? It's the Initiativkreis Ruhr, which is a very German word. It's about 50 corporates from the area who joined to support founders from around the world to get to know our area. Yeah, so it's specifically designed to kind of bring in startups from around the world and see what we have to offer as an industrial region, to see what the corporates are working at and where you can bring innovation to them. We do a lot of networks events, so once you're associated with us, we can bring you also to a lot of network events and get you in contact with others and have a bunch of alumni startups as well. Then I will probably, hopefully, pitch the next slide. Sorry. Thanks a lot. Yeah, how to get in touch with me or Felix. Felix is our data scientist in residence, so he knows the stuff you will be talking about. Please check out our website on handsondata.de. Think about joining the conference on September 29th. Keep in mind, it's a lot of stuff going on in the region, so you might the trip might be worthwhile to see not just us, but all the other exciting events during this week, or just give us a call anytime and we'll see how we can cooperate with you. Now I pitch the next program, please, which is our BRIC program. And you also see BRIC here. BRIC is a privately owned, I'd call it post-accelerator program, which we designed, situated in Essen in the middle of NRW. What we offer is a 10-week program. It's an individual program where you, as a startup, propose your own challenge we want to work on for 10 weeks. After those 10 weeks, you will have 1 year of free membership to get at request support in our network. It's a fully remote program, although we have a kind of like a pitch day and such. So it would be nice to have you there in person, but it's not mandatory. We are backing you with one industry expert that is specifically searched for and picked out based on your challenge that you propose, and one of our own mentors. And since we're an investor, we also bring up to 150K investment onto the table, because that's why we do it. We want to get to know startups and we want to be an early stage investor in those startups. Please go to the next slide. Thanks a lot. Well, what are we? What's behind that? It's we're the early stage investor vehicle of the RAG Stiftung, which is a large German PE and startup investor. We are right now about 23 people. We built those tailor-made startup programs for early stage founders also, where we have a founder bootcamp, where we have a founder lab, which is you can join, be part of the community, and let's take it from there. We have the specifically designed program for early stage startups, which I just showed you. We also support later stage startup on an individual booster basis. Yeah, so we will have to talk individually. What we also provide is the Founder Lab, which is the 1 year free access to our nice building that we have here and to our community, where we have all kinds of events and the Slack community. And we also welcome you as an innovator, as an entrepreneur, and be part of our network. Maybe one slide further. How do you connect to us? Just go to brick.com, see what sprints we have available, talk to Laura, who's heading our startup program, or to myself, and just join the community. Right now, we have an ongoing open call for all healthcare related startups, yeah, and for all H2 related startups. So those two sprints are specifically on an open call. You can call us anytime about the Founder Lab, about being part of the community, which is our kind of rolling program. Yeah, just give us a call and we would be happy to connect.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep.
Tobias.
Yes.
And also that information about the open calls you'll provide in the aftermath, or how do I get to know about these calls? So do I visit your website best, or do I just check the slides, or what's best?
Well, I didn't write it on the slides because yes, it's on the website. So you have startup programs on the website, and then there's the open call to apply to. Yeah.
Okay, again, the chance.
If you have at a loss, whatever, just write me something and I'll guide you through it.
Great. You're right. That's what the contact data is for. Do feel free to contact the people in charge here, just to ask remaining questions if you really have that fit, or how you might be able to fit in the future. So thank you very much. So there were two aspects. One was the conference coming up end of September. And we've heard, that sometimes these events, also from the other representatives, can be a good way of connecting and getting into the ecosystem. So another reason to really have these conferences on your radar, just a recommendation. Where is the conference is one question. Where is it exactly?
It's in Bochum, which is at the heart of the Ruhr region as well. So close to Essen, Dortmund, Bochum, it's all in the same area. So it's all closely next to each other. But you can also check it out on handsondata.de and you will see where it is and how to get tickets or how to get to the conference. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tobias.
Thank you.
Okay, I think there are no more questions. So we hand over the microphone to Sebastian Gronwald from the Global Entrepreneurship Center. And you have, I think, 2 or 3 specific programs for startups and scale-ups. So please let us know more about it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Rieger, for introducing the GC. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to present. Now you are participants in the GC, the Global Entrepreneurship Center, which aims at scaling startups, your ventures for impact, meaning we want to catalyze the transformation towards a more sustainable world in scaling innovative companies with a focus on sustainable technologies, processes, as well as business models to generate a positive impact. And actually that should be an add-on and a complementary center to existing incubators and accelerators in the NRW startup ecosystem. So we specifically focus on scaling, meaning in the later stage of your startup, and add on to the services and offerings we just heard from my colleagues. And we specifically focus, next slide please, on 4 main sectors: the sector of textiles, building and living, mobility, transportation, and agriculture and food, meaning those 4 sectors in most need with regards to their greenhouse emissions or footprint. And overall, we see the enabling technologies that actually supports a transformation in those 4 main sectors: artificial intelligence, robotics, sustainable chemistry, sustainable materials, as well as sustainable energy, all to focus on sustainable technologies and new business models. In order to support, we set our foundation on 3 main pillars, which is the GC Scaling Factory, the GC Catalyst, and GC Technologies, to build a support system to overall increase the number of scale-ups in NRW with a clear focus on sustainability and climate protection, which is the first filter in order to get into our programs, is to run through a sustainability assessment from our team. Next slide. The GC Catalyst is a hybrid program. It's online as well as physical for startups who already have launched their business, who already have a product and a team in place, which is the Catalyst is more the transition program from accelerator to the scale-up program. Also an adapted lean launchpad approach, following a more standardized, a bit customized training course program with our partners from Silicon Valley. And if we go to the next slide, it's a 10 weeks program of trainings and courses, 2 times per week, a call, and then following a mentorship program by our staff as well as experts. And it's actually also a preparation program for us for the GC Factory. And on the next slide, on the GC Factory, we give you a budget up to 200,000 euros to have a really customized and individualized program, a scale-up journey that is defined together with you to identify in which areas you need further support, or you need the support to further scale your business and enter into the market. Can be various IP, legal support, financial support, as well as technical scaling know-how. and all in order to de-risk your venture and also to acquire additional funding and investors. We go to the next slide. We see a rough overview about the services which are not
half-minute left. Sorry.
Which are not exhaustive in this list, and it all comes also with sustainability advice by our team in order to prepare you also maybe for impact investors. If we go to the next slide, to end our service offerings is that we also want to provide you with facilities. On the one hand, co-working on our premise, but also access to labs. We have 4 own labs, 100 square meters in total, S2 standard labs, as well as working on access to prototype facilities and co-working in a way of co-production in industrial spaces. Yeah, if you're interested, get in touch with us, with my team. Here you see our office dog, which is for the good spirit in our office. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Nina, I think we have a question, right, already?
Well, yeah, there is one question. It was named that there is a funding, 200K, and it was the question is it a grant or is it an equity basis?
Actually, it's a grant basis, so it's subject also to German state aid and EU de minimis law. So it's a grant that we give, which we budget then in the scale-up journey together with the startup.
Okay, and you said like you presented us two different programs, right? Like this Catalyst program and the scaling factory. Like, are these 2 independent programs, or do the startups have to attend the Catalyst program before entering the factory program?
No, that's not needed. So they are independent, but we use Catalyst in order to also support and provide the basis for then the startups that they can get over to the factory program. So for the factory program, you can always apply through our website for the factory program, as it is really customized to your needs. And the Catalyst program starts in batches, up to 4 batches per year, based on call for solutions. So calls, we really try to identify the problematic area in one of our sectors, and then individualized search for specific solutions. And those calls are then presented on our website and on LinkedIn.
Okay, great. And one more question, like you said, you have laboratories, right, in your programs, like access to laboratories. That might be also interesting for some of the startups here. Can you tell us a bit more about the laboratories? So what kind of startups should keep an eye open and get in touch with you?
Yeah, those labs, those are 4 containers, so container-based labs. One container has around about 30 square meters in space. It's an S2 standard lab, so for certain biotech applications, they can be used. They can be used for all kinds of material testing and so on. So everything which falls under S2 standards is it's possible to do there.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, so a great opportunity also for like high-tech startups, deep tech startups who are still in the laboratory phase. It could be a good catch to get in contact with you. I see you also have like a QR code to your website and also to your LinkedIn. So get in touch with Sebastian Gronwald. And I think we have to move on to our next presentation. We have the high-tech NRW accelerator. Oliver Matuschik will represent it. Are you with us? So, okay, great.
Hi there. Thank you very much for the introduction. And yes, my name is Oliver, and together with the think tank, which is focusing on enabling technologies and key players in this area in North Rhine-Westphalia, NRW, we built High-Tech NRW as the high-tech and deep tech accelerator for especially hardware-based ventures. Regarding today's topic, we see on the next slide, for us, it's really a match like when you are a deep tech founder in very specific domains like nano or microtech, quantum tech, climate tech, electronics, materials, photonics, industrial tech, especially like with many verticals to automotive, aerospace, and further, but also in medtech. And yeah, especially it's a super like when your idea is actually leaving the lab stage to the commercial level. And on the next slide, the program in a nutshell, we are like a 12-week acceleration with focus on network, with key focus on validation of the business case and positioning of your startup to become investment ready and technology ready for first customers. You can also get spotted and get access to the Rhine-Ruhr area for zero cost, so there is no equity participation or anything like this. You get a chance to win 20,000 euros equity-free prize money, and also the chance to connect with like plus 75 deep tech mentors and investors. And furthermore, we also like built a platform for connecting the whole deep tech ecosystem in the Rhine-Ruhr area. On the next slide, yeah, here you see like the program in a nutshell. So we will have 6 batches in the next 3 years with up to 10 ventures. And what is our credo of the program? We say that the right context to the right time. And so we define us as a concierge matchmaker to investors and key players. We also build up expert workshops for especially IP, HR, fundraising, and how to position yourself to investors. The core team of High-Tech NRW will give you like also online review meetings. So we will be your sparring partner and do the heads up, like what your needs are and how we can help you with more introductions to customer and investors. And we also build a stage for marketing, first of all, at the kickoff event, which is starting on the 12th of September, so in 3 weeks, and the demo day end of November. Yes, this is part of our network. So as said, the accelerator is like the backbone, but round about the accelerator, we also built up a venture platform with key players like universities, which are the cradle of deep tech here in North Rhine-Westphalia, with industry partners, hidden champions, corporates that are really, that really have specific domains here, with investors, but also with network partners, especially in the areas of quantum technologies and the aerospace topic. Yeah, we have like a very strong network here. On the next slide, yeah, for us, what matters most, it's the people. It's more than just the brands and the logos here. It's really the people that want to give back something to startups, and also to help startups to accelerate, to build up the first contacts and first customers. And so these people are actually the backbone, and they are fully committed to help you as a future batch participator of High-Tech NRW, and we are still growing here. On the next slide, we also come to the end. Dr. Heinz Brickelmann, my co-program manager of High-Tech NRW, he's like since 30, 40 years in the deep tech scene here in North Rhine-Westphalia. So he knows so many people and has like a very great network. And we really want to bring this anonymous accelerator to really a people's business, and make you like concierge intros to key players here in North Rhine-Westphalia, especially when you are from the high-tech or deep tech domain. I think that's it. We are still in our application phase, so it's still open till August 31st. You get more information via the QR code. And yes, thank you very much for listening, and hope to see many of you in our ecosystem soon.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Oliver. Good presentation as well. I mean, a lot of information, of course, for the participants probably to digest and to wrap your mind around, especially with your, let's say, with your 3 elements you have with the validation and the whole venture support and all that in your wide network and the acceleration as such. Is this service going to be more focused in the future, or do you really want to stay open to all sorts of high-tech technology in the future? What's the development going to be?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. So I think open innovation needs like also an open mind and also like not like strict borders here. Of course, we have our focus in like hardware. We want to help hardware-based ventures because starting a venture is like very hard. But when it comes to like infrastructure, to machines, to testing there, I think then it's getting still harder. And so our focus will be all startups that have like any vertical to physical products, really in this high tech and deep tech area.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And probably the rest can be found also on your homepage as well. Date August 31st. You mentioned that already. Application still open till then. Thank you very much. Is there a question? I don't see. Just a minute.
Well, yeah, there came
one.
just one
Right.
question in. I don't know if it's regarding the high tech NRW or in general, but it says, do you have any mentorship program? So I think you said something about mentorship, right? You have mentors in your network.
Like all these partners you have seen, all these 75 pictures of our partners are mentors, and they are keen to help you as like in direct mentorship, but also like as gatekeeper or in gatekeeper roles for their industry companies.
And one more question regarding the application. When I'm a startup not from Germany, not based already in North Rhine-Westphalia, is it for me possible to apply, or do I have to be based in North Rhine-Westphalia already?
No, you don't have to be based in North Rhine-Westphalia. We're really looking for also startups that see like any vertical or any connection, any bridge in North Rhine-Westphalia. So if there are maybe key customers in North Rhine-Westphalia and they are interesting for you as a startup, talk to us and we can have a look like if they are already on our platform and if they are already our partners, or if we can help you to get in touch with them.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic.
Very much.
Let's move on, right, Nina? So is it XDeck or DigiHub?
I think it's the big question. It's XDeck. Well, actually, Markus Gig from XDeck can't make it today to be with us here. But yesterday evening, he recorded already his pitch for us. So we have a little video. And I think, Nick, I hope everything works with the sound. Let's try.
Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome from me, Markus Gig. I'm the managing director of XDeck. And unfortunately, I cannot be with you today because we have our pitch day at XDeck and we are selecting 8 startups for our next batch. It will go the whole day. That's why you will receive a recorded message from me for about XDeck and about the learning opportunities you have with us. Let me just show you a little presentation. Here we go. So let's talk about XDeck. XDeck is an early stage venture platform. And actually our goal is to have a real global reach starting in NRW. So we are connecting in NRW startups with established startups with younger startups, like when a peer-to-peer learning setup. We are connecting NRW Mittelstand, meaning small and medium-sized enterprises with startup companies, and we provide a landing pad for our startups in NRW to internationalize, to scale, and for international startups to have a landing pad here in NRW. And the good thing about us is like our program started 2.5 years ago, and it's completely English. It's for free, so you don't have to give up equity. You have to pay any fees, and it's very much tailored to everyone's needs because it's a customized program. We just take 8 startups in our batch, and you don't have like regular sessions which everyone has to attend. You just have your sessions which are directly tailored and suited. To you. And Xtech is not just an accelerator, which I was mentioning. It's also nowadays, 1 year ago, we started our own VC fund. So we are also investing in startups, and we are building a community consisting of founders, corporate partners, universities to provide real peer-to-peer learning opportunities and best-in-class expert advice. The whole platform, as I mentioned, is 2.5 years old. We think ourselves are a startup, and we are very much looking forward also to international applications for our platform, which actually nowadays we have around 20% applications from all around Europe. And in regular batches, we have 1 to 2 startups which come from abroad, Germany. And why it does make sense, or why it's really a good match to work with Xtech. We have a very strong network of partners and supporters. And we clustered it here in 4 different sections. We have a very, like I started on the right-hand side below, we have a very strong network of mentors and alumni. Mentors, they are all founders themselves, which is kind of a difference to some other programs. We just take as mentors successful founders who can really talk from the heart and know exactly what the problems of founders are, and maybe even better than some experts. Above that, we have corporate partners, and here you see a snapshot of the partners we have at the Xtech, starting with McKinsey & Company, for example, which provides pilot project opportunities with partners. We have Cherry Ventures, as some of you might know, which provides financing. We have Ecovis, which is a big tax consultancy, which helps with tax advice. And Heuking is a legal company, and so on and so forth. Just to mention a few, we have like a very strong partner network where you get advice and also pilot project opportunities. And of course, we have community partners. For example, Scale-up NRW, when you want to internationalize against maybe to some other countries, or Köln Business here if you want to land in Cologne. So strong network, and I think that's kind of a secret sauce to leverage your startup. And what did we do in the last 2.5 years? Actually, starting in 2019, end of 2019, we also already accelerated 42 startups in 5 batches. We are now coming into our 6th batch tomorrow. These startups are all B2B startups, B2B tech from different fields. Some of them already quite successful. We have startups like Sestrify, which you saw on the slide before, which is now worth around 100 million euro. Started 1.5 years ago, and we're actually very proud. It's one example, but of the 42 startups, 41 are still into existence. One startup didn't make it, unfortunately. And how we do it, and I think that's really interesting. You see here our snapshot on the left-hand side, 42 ventures in total. Most actually are still based in NRW, but we already have 5 international ventures in our batches. And what is important for us, that you really get the most out of it. We always measure what we do. On the right-hand side below, you see our impact, that with a net promoter score, which we always get like after every batch to identify how good we were or what we could do better. And it's constantly high, ranked 9.3 of 10. So over 9 of you would recommend our program to his or her friend to really enroll in the next batch. And the process I mentioned is really tailor-made, and you see in between the selection, diagnosis, goal setting, acceleration, alumni support. So it's a whole process which takes around 4 months. But if you successfully went through all the stages, you are an alumni and you're still in our network, and we will continue to support you. So the end of the accelerator time is not the end of our support. And we, as I mentioned, we also have a VC fund where we invest in tech-driven B2B deals in the pre-seed seed stage in the whole DACH region and also in Europe, which I think is also an advantage. We cannot just like help you on the way, we can also finance your startup and help you even maybe with our network, with our finance capabilities, and also with our knowledge on your way in Germany. Wish you all the best, and please reach out if you have any questions. Here you see my email, my number. Give me a call, write me an email. You're more than welcome to visit us in Cologne in the SHIP, which is the most digital building in Germany, actually, most digital office building, to be honest. Built 2.5 years ago. It's a really cool building. We have a bar on top, so it's really worth visiting, and I hope I see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, great. So that was Markus Gick from Xtech. His pitch was a bit longer. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to cut his presentation to 4 minutes. But we have one last pitch today. It's the Ignition Accelerator Program. Uliana from the DigiHub Düsseldorf Rhineland will represent us this accelerator program, and also Accelerate.NRW, a platform from, what is also has some financial backup from the ministry. And so this will be our last presentation. Uliana, are you with us?
Yes, and the good sign is, just as an intro, I mean, female entrepreneurship is big here, but also it's a family-friendly ecosystem, as we can see. I'm so glad to have you here with us, Uliana, and the stage is yours. I hope the little one is sleeping.
Yes, now she is
That's
sleeping.
good.
Yes,
Great.
that's super good. And now I have to talk quickly. So yes, hello also from my side. I'm going to introduce you to our Startup Accelerator program Ignition, and make you aware of a great platform if you're looking for another acceleration support here in North Rhine-Westphalia. Next slide. My name is Uliana, and if you want to know me, check my LinkedIn profile and contact me. I have to skip some slides regarding the time limit of 4 minutes. Sorry, I'm out of business since 8 months because of my daughter, and yeah, forgot how to create not too much slides. So skip the next 2 slides, please. Our great team, of course, and our network. Yes. What are we doing here at Ignition? We are supporting startups and corporate teams to create products based on innovative ideas. And what does this mean exactly? You can see on the next slide. Ignition has a term of 5 months. We start 2 times a year with a batch of about 7 to 8 teams. Each team gets a public funding of 25,000 euro. And for that, we don't get any shares, so 0 shares. Should be good for you guys. Our program consists of the following modules, like the 4 days onboarding week, co-working space in the beautiful Media Hafen in Düsseldorf, 101 group coaching sessions and know-how transfer, contacts with companies, investors, and experienced founders, rapid prototyping to build your MVP. So you have to present your MVP solution at the end of the program in front of investors at our Ignition demo night. DigiHub events, alumni networking, pitch opportunity on different stages, and of course fun and founder friends for life. In summary, everything you need for your early stage startup. You just have to do it here from Düsseldorf or North Rhine-Westphalia. The program we've been running for almost 5 years. We have now supported 70 plus startups with more than 200 founders in their journey from business idea to market an investment-ready product. Yes, here, next slide, you can see how your journey could look like in less than 6 months from application to alumni. And just to realize, so we get 60 to 70 applications per round and pick then 7 to 8 startups for ignition. Now, maybe you are curious who can apply, and let's talk about the last point first. We need at least one founder with a residence here in North Rhine-Westphalia, not in Düsseldorf, but North Rhine-Westphalia. And yeah, the rest you can read it yourself. And you don't have to register your startup in North Rhine-Westphalia. I saw this question here in the Q&A round. It would be nice, and we are helping you to do it, but it's not necessary for us. We already had 2 times the case that one founder came from Düsseldorf and the co-founder from abroad. It was Spain and Israel. We found both teams super interesting and created a solution how the founders from abroad could participate in the program. So if you're planning to found your startup in NRW, or one of the founders is already based in NRW, we will find a solution to make your participation work if everything else fits. So you can read it here, what else is necessary for us. The next slide here is a brief overview of the startups we have supported. 78% survival rate. We are very proud of it. And you can see, as you can see, we don't have a topic or industry focus. We are trying to do it next time, but we are not sure which topic it will have. So read all the information on our website soon. And yeah, next slide. Now's your time. You can apply and convince us with your team and your product. But also show us that you have done your homework, know the knockout criteria. The next yeah, batch will start in January, and you have to apply till mid of October. And as I said, maybe with a vertical. Next slide.
You have 15 seconds left.
Oh, it's not enough, but we'll see. Use our open hour every Tuesday from 2 till 3 p.m. And we will answer all your questions via Zoom. Book your 50 minutes slot now or later. Next slide. So the Accelerate NRW platform, yeah, there are 40 plus startups, accelerator programs listed. We have created a platform to bring all programs from NRW together in one place, accelerate.nrw. Here you can see all the information about the programs, find the right program for you and your startup, and some of them presented today. And if you want to meet them in person, come to the ACE Summit. One day a year, we bring them all together under one roof. And here in Düsseldorf, and you can watch 2 Corona ACE Summit editions on our YouTube channel if you like to. And just one last slide, maybe the next one, yes. Yeah, okay, let's do this one. Tomorrow is a big event from our side. That's why I'm presenting today and not Tim or Benny, one of my colleagues at Ignition, because yeah, they're preparing the big event. And if you're looking for an investor, join. If you're looking for other startups, get your ticket now. If you want to learn something new in a workshop, do it. Do not sit at home. Come to Düsseldorf. And if you're looking for companies as possible customers, you have to come. And yeah, if you want to just have fun and dance at the after show party, yeah, see you tomorrow. I will be there with my 8-month daughter too. So it's also possible to join with a kid. Yes, that's all from my side. Any questions? Maybe the last one with contact details. You can contact us. I will be available after the 28th of November because 1 year baby break will be over then. All right, thank you guys.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Uliana, for your presentation. And yes, you said it, like the digital demo day will be tomorrow. We will be there as well from the ministry. I think, David, you will be there as well. and some of the other guests here as well. So the startups who are already right now in North Rhine-Westphalia or close by, get in contact with Uljana to or go on the homepage to get a last minute ticket. And well, we are at the end of our webinar for today. Thank you very much. We had great 8 presentations, and I hope you got a little insight about what is going on in North Rhine-Westphalia. There's a lot of support for you who want to start a business in North Rhine-Westphalia or who want to scale their business here. You're very welcome to get in contact with us, and we will forward the presentations and all the contact details to you via email.
Absolutely. I mean, just as a short wrap up, maybe, I mean, it's tough to wrap up these very diverse and very strong programs, but still, I mean, we've heard when we talk about acceleration services that it can be, you know, a lot of aspects. It can be very industry specific. It can be connected to funding. It could be connected to great challenges. We've heard, you know, that the industry has some challenges and they're looking for solutions. So very down to earth, but sometimes it also has a lot to do with networks and getting involved in these big events and conferences. So all of it somehow belongs to acceleration. You have all the options. You've heard of many options here. Feel free to get involved, use the contacts while they're fresh, while the impressions are still fresh. I just invite all of you to do so. Please feel free to carry this message on into your respective networks from wherever you're tuning in. That would be great. Just spread the news and, well, get involved in our ecosystem. That's all I can say. And Nick, let's pass on to you. Do you want to wrap it up as an overall wrap up, or?
Well, nothing to add there much, but yeah, for all of you startups who also watched our previous webinars, please have a look at our website, www.startupgermany.nrw, where you can see all the other exciting webinars. And also this webinar will be recorded, so afterwards you can watch it anew. We will upload it in the next days on YouTube, so if you have missed something, you are able to watch it anew. So thank you very much for your participation. Thank you all to our wonderful speakers, and have a nice day, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.